Political attention today is shifting from battleground states to Montana, the red state with a blue senator that keeps the balance of the Senate in Democratic hands. Democratic Senator Jon Tester is running behind his Republican challenger by 3 points in most polls. But a bombshell by the New York Times might just change all of that. The Times has leaked an audio recording of Tim Sheehy using racial stereotypes about Native Americans, and it's blowing up in his face. We're going to listen to that audio in just a second, but first, let's look at how Montana has become such a hot spot. Senate Democrats only hold a 1-seat majority, but here is where the math gets crazy. In this upcoming election, 34 Senate seats are up for grabs, and 23 of them are held by Democrats or independents. That means Democrats have to hold on to all 23 states and try and make gains in only 11 other races. Those numbers are not good. And the most vulnerable Democrat is Jon Tester from Montana. Tester was first elected in 2006, then won re-election in 2012 and 2018. Every time he runs, he's vulnerable, but he always manages to eke out a win. One of those reasons is because Tester is a lot like Tim Walz. He grew up on a farm, he worked hard, and his success did not make him lose touch with everyday people. In this race, however, Republican PACs have poured money into the race, and all that Sheehy money may have just gone up in smoke. Sheehy likes to portray himself as an all-American tough guy, but in fact, he's just another carpetbagging corporate sleazeball who bilked the U.S. government out of millions of dollars and then tried to take even more. Sheehy's company, Bridger Aerospace, took $160 million in bond money. But instead of using that money for capital investment and expansion, as is required, they used it instead to pay off their rich friends and investors, using $134 million to buy back preferred stock. Yep, just another Republican candidate committing fraud. And in other news, the sun came up in the east this morning. But if that little song and dance doesn't make Sheehy the ultimate white guy, this audio recording will. Listen as good old boy Sheehy describes his recreational hobbies to other white guys.
And I rope and ran with them every year, down there. So great way to bond with all the Indians, get out there while they're drunk at 8 a.m. and you're roping together.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's leading right now, I think, according to 13 polls by 3.5%. Native Americans represent, I think, 6% of the entire state population. This isn't helpful. You certainly give Tester and Democrats writ large the opportunity to use that audio clip in commercial ads targeted at Native American voters, trying to turn them out to say, hey, this is a guy that could potentially represent you in the U.S. Senate using this type of offensive language, racist language. Do you want this person? If not, you need to turn out and vote.
Sheehy puts his full ignorance, born of white privilege, on display here. To speak so disparagingly about a culture is one thing, but to denigrate that culture because of a disease that has epidemic proportions, that's just good old-fashioned ignorance. Not only is he ignoring the fact that alcoholism is a disease, but he demonstrates that he has no clue that Native Americans are genetically predisposed to this disease, as is evidenced in a 2013 article in the American Journal of Psychiatry. And of course, a privileged white business owner would care nothing for the history of alcohol used as a weapon against Native American tribes. From John Jacob Astor and his American Fur Company using liquor to turn tribes against each other, to American soldiers using their whiskey rations to trade with Native Americans, to predatory liquor traders taking advantage of tribes so egregiously that it led to the Black Hawk War. But of course, why would a he-man like Sheehy know anything about that? He'd actually have to open a book. And why would he care? He's America first. Only the thing is, Timmy boy, the Native Americans, yeah, well, they kind of already are America's first. And here's hoping they turn out in record numbers to put you last. I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.